Hey, good morning. I hope you're all doing well. B.C.E. here. So I saw this video over on Uprising's channel yesterday, and there isn't a lot. There is a lot to say, but there also isn't at the same time. This is exactly who these people are. And see, the funny part about it, not funny, ironic. It's ironic. It's not funny. The ironic thing about it is the people writing this story and telling you about it are the same as Mr. Larson. Okay. There is not a difference between the douchebag that wrote this article, Alex Pappas of 666 News, the douchebag on the right here, Terry McAuliffe, who is, a close friend of the Clintons. The Clintons, 33. Clintons are baby rapists. The Clintons are Satanists. These are all the same people. The reason for this story, I feel, on top of the shock value, is to simply, this article's coded. We're going to take a look at it. On top of the shock value is to simply test you and to try and make you think that there are good people in politics and this guy's a one-off. No, they are all this guy. That's the point. From Rush Limbaugh to Sean Hannity to every Democratic person, the left and right is fake, as Call says. It's completely fake. All these people are pedo Satanists, every single one of them, without an exception. Without an exception. If you're in Congress, you're a pedo Satanist. Period. So let's read this coded, and it is coded. An admitted pedophile and convicted felon who spent more than... First of all, he didn't spend any time in prison. Give me a fucking break. More than a year in prison for threatening to kill President George W. Bush, Satanist, is legally able to run for Congress in Virginia this year because of a 2016 decision by then-Governor Terry McAuliffe to restore voting rights to thousands of felons. No. Nathan Larson, 37, just coincidentally, 3 sevens, right, of Catlett is running as an independent candidate in Virginia's 10th congressional district. CD, right? 3 and 4. 12. They use it all. It's letters, it's numbers, it's signs, symbols, colors, names, and dates, and they'll use the first 2 letters of a phrase. CD 4366777. He has expressed pro-pedophilia PP, right? Pizza pie. That's a 77. And incest views, and in an interview, it's all hypnosis. This week called it normal for men to be... See, they want you to think that there are good people in Congress. No, there are none. This guy is not a one-off. This guy is the rule. This guy is not the exception. This guy is the rule. Larson has unsuccessfully sought public office before, but he had been banned from running in future elections after pleading guilty to sending the Secret Service a 2008 letter threatening to kill Bush, who was president at the time. That's a hoax, too. Though a convicted felon, Larson is able to run once more because McAuliffe, see the divide and conquer here. The former Democratic governor of Virginia restored voting rights to how many? How many felons did he restore voting rights to? 13,000. Well, of course. McAuliffe left the governorship this year after being term limited. Right, sure, right. Excuse me. As for Larson, he hasn't backed away from his extreme, even repugnant views. Give me a break. Larson has frequently written on so-called incels, people who have struggled with being involuntary celibate. What? I mean, see, these are terms and things that they think up. You know, nobody talks like this, except politicians, because they're all pedo Satanists. The justifiability of an incel is kidnapping a girl and keeping her as his rape slave for sex and baby making. This is what they do. This isn't just what Larson does. This is what Nancy Pelosi does. This is what Rush Limbaugh does. This is what the presidents do. Look at Kathy O'Brien. This is what they all do. This without exception. Without exception, they're all members of covens. Every politician out there, not an exception in the bunch. None, anywhere. Not one exception. He told the outlet he has a 3-year-old daughter who lives with relatives. Yeah, 3, of course. According to Larson, and how would we know this guy's even a real fucking person? We wouldn't. I mean, all these views are real. They're testing to see what kind of, as Call says, they're testing to see what kind of blowback they get. If they get almost zero blowback, then they'll just go ahead and elect this guy, stick him in there, or select him. They'll put him in there, and, because this is all about the New World Order. This is about them walking around hand in hand with 2-year-olds and banging 2-year-olds and adhering to the Talmud. That's all it's about. A lot of people are tired of political correctness and being constrained by it. And first of all, he's pushing Hitler as some kind of hero. I mean, Hitler's just an occultist. Hitler's The same kind of occultist that George W. Bush is. They're just occultists. All of them. Without exception. Yeah, well, he is a pedophile. White supremacist, please. Nathan Larson, a man who advocates pedophilia, white supremacy, and rape, and served 16 months, of course, 2/8 or a 7, in prison for threatening to kill the president. Give me a break. 3 sevens. His platform includes putting an end to U.S. involvement in foreign wars arising from our country's alliance with Israel. See, and then they want to have him be irrational about Israel, and then he brings up Hitler. And the reason he brings up Hitler is to make the Khazarian fuckfaces that run Israel look sympathetic. That's why he brings up Hitler. See, if he was going to talk about Israel, he should talk about the Masons and the Khazarians that run Israel. But see, he's not going to do that because it's a psyop. Larson's unorthodox candidacy further complicates an already wild race. Yeah, like it's like anybody's, like it's a race. Give me a break. Barbara Comstock. I mean, look how they have to reuse these words. It's a fucking joke. And I'm not blaming people with names, okay? We all have names. I'm blaming the ridiculous language that these Freemason turds set up to practice witchcraft. Oh, I mean, give me a break, Barack Obama. I mean, it's a complete joke. Before seeking a congressional seat, Larson ran for the Virginia House or delegates as an independent. His candidacy became an issue in last year's Virginia gubernatorial race. I mean, listen to these nativity scene. I mean, it's a joke because Larson is only able to run thanks to then Governor Terry McAuliffe, a Democrat, demon rat. Restoring civil and voting rights to former felons. FF for 66. They use it all. It's both. While Ralph Northam, then the Democratic nominee and now governor, agreed Larson's views are abhorrent and that he is not fit for office. He stood by the move to restore rights to people who served their sentence and are now living as law-abiding citizens. I mean, this country's a fucking joke. In a rambling, hate-filled stream of consciousness, he calls his campaign... I mean, Ronald Reagan, I haven't seen it, but there's a tape out there of Ronald Reagan taking it in the ass. The Clintons are Satanists, the Bush are Satanists, the Reagans were Satanists. His address in Bel Air, right? The occult of the bell, hell's bells, prince of the power of the air. His address in Bel Air was 666 for crying out loud. He has advocated for the legalization of incest and child porn. When asked if he is a pedophile or just wrote about pedophilic sex fantasies, it's a mix of both, right? When people go over the top, there's a grain of truth to what they say. I mean, this is just nothing more than another divide and conquer psyop on top of making you sick. I mean, it's got multiple points, multiple facets. They're testing the water. They want to divide. They want to make you sick. Here he's bringing up Hitler as a hero to make you feel sympathetic towards Khazarianville, which is what Israel's become. There are no Hebrews over there. All the Hebrews are scattered throughout the world. Larson also said sexual harassment only occurs because there are attractive females in the workplace. I mean, listen to this. Is total divide and conquer. When it would be better if those girls got married no later than their early teens, that they could spend young women in the marital home under the protection of their... I mean, this guy's a fucking joke. Incels. I mean, this is a joke. It's a joke. It's a complete joke. Oh, look what time it was published. 1/18/88. See, they always work their occultic numbers in. 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, and 99. Because it's all witchcraft by hypnosis, by sign, symbol, color, name, date, letter, number. So yeah, this guy is a pedophile. I have no doubt. Problem is, the guy writing this article is a pedophile. Everyone at Fox News is a pedophile. Everyone in government's a pedophile. Everyone working at the White House is a pedophile. So, this guy's not the exception. This guy's the rule. Hope you're all having a good morning.